guys, what's up? It's me, Katherine, and for today's video, we're going to talk about the top 3 most frequently asked kind of advice, backstage drama kind of questions that I get from you guys. As y'all know, I hang out with you guys. Why did I say y'all like that? That was so weird. I love saying y'all. I'm not from the South. What made me say that? So before we jump into all of the theater kid backstage drama, advice, lifestyle stuff we're gonna talk about, if you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. My name's Katherine Steele, and I put out a new theater-related video on every Theater Thursday, plus I do bonus uploads throughout the week. So if you haven't already and you'd like to, go ahead and hit subscribe. That way you get notified for all future videos, and you get to join the Theater Thursday fam. First, we take over Broadway, and then the world. Like I mentioned, I'm always on social media. You guys can hit me up at Kath_Steele, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm on those all the time. Great place to hang out with me. Also in the comments down below. So let's jump into the video. So the first kind of advicey question that I get asked a lot is how to get a bigger part in a show. You're kind of tired of being in the ensemble or maybe not getting cast at all, and you feel like you're really ready to take on a lead or maybe a supporting character, just something bigger. The first thing to ask yourself is, why did someone else get cast over you? Granted, this isn't like a very fun thing to do, but you kind of have to analyze the hard stuff if you ever want to get better. What are the leads doing that you're not doing? Do they have more training? Are they more skilled than you? Were they just more right for the part than you are? Were they more on top of the ball when it comes to professionalism? Did they use better audition material? Were they more prepared? Did they have more experience either as a performer or just life experience as a human? If the answer was yes to any of those questions, then that's a good place to start. Also keep in mind that like 90% of any audition really doesn't have anything to do with you, or at least things that you can fix or change about yourself, and you'll drive yourself crazy if you try to figure out every detail, and it's not a good use of time. I talked about this a lot in another video on how to deal with competition either at auditions or in life or whatever. I'll link that down below if you haven't seen that. Highly recommend you go watch that, because all of this kind of goes hand in hand with it. But just keep in mind, 9 times out of 10, it is not your fault that you didn't get the part. Going off of that, I know that a lot of you guys feel like favoritism plays a big role in terms of casting, and that's definitely a real possibility. If your director or teacher really is playing favorites, there's not much that you can do about it. Personally, I'd recommend just not doing shows with them. They sound like a jerk. They sound very small-minded. They clearly don't know how to make good choices as a director. I'd leave. I wouldn't want that person influencing my art and my craft. I wouldn't want them to, you know, be in charge of me or my performance, so I wouldn't work with them. But I feel like a lot of the time, some casting decisions are misdiagnosed as favoritism. And by this, I mean when I was growing up and, you know, I would audition for something at a community theater and I wouldn't get it, and the same, you know, 10 kids were getting the parts over and over again, I would chalk it up to favoritism. But now that I'm like 5, 6, 7 years removed from that situation, I realized that it's not exactly favoritism. As a director casting a project, you tend to choose people that you know and trust. Imagine that you're going out of town and you need someone to watch your dog. Who would you trust more? Your extremely responsible best friend, or that kid who sits in the back of your math class that you've never talked to? Obviously, you're gonna go with your best friend. You know that you can rely on them, you know that they're trustworthy. This other kid might be super nice and trustworthy too, but you don't know that. That is kind of what casting a project is like. So it's really important to understand whether or not it's that kind of situation or if it's legit favoritism. So if it's the dog situation that I was explaining, here's how to become a reliable person. Get on the radar of all of the directors, producers, casting people of that community theater or school or, you know, whatever your show situation is. Interact with them. Know their names. If you're in the show but you're in the ensemble, show up early and stay late. Help clean up. Help set up. Be the first to volunteer to move any set pieces. Be extra polite. Show that you're professional and that you know what you're doing. Show that you'd be ready for a leadership position, because let's be real, being a lead in a show is definitely kind of a leadership thing. If you're not in the show, volunteer for it. See if you can help on on crew or maybe in the house as an usher. Show the team that you're ready for the responsibility. Advice question topic number 2. How to make friends when you're the new kid in the company. Here's what I do on the first day of rehearsal. Show up early. Before rehearsal begins is a great time to kind of start meeting people and talking to them. That way you have someone to sit next to at the read-through. Wear an outfit that you feel amazing in, which I know is like sometimes a little bit harder because you also have to fit rehearsal dress code, and if you're gonna be moving and whatever, just wear something that you love. Feeling good and looking good kind of add to your overall psychological well-being of like, yeah, I'm ready to do this. I'm my best self. Let's make friends. Bring extra pencils. People always forget pencils, so if you want to make friends, save the day, bring an extra pencil. Best way to get people to like you is to offer them free food. Chocolate chip cookies are always a huge hit. I live in LA, so if you want to do gluten-free vegan chocolate chip cookies, then you will definitely cover all your bases and you probably won't run into too many allergies. Another thing to keep in mind, it's the first day of rehearsal. Everyone is looking for friends. Even if they have friends in the cast, no one can have too many friends. Topic number 3, how to deal with backstage bullies. So here's something that I heard very early on, but it took me, until very, very recently to kind of internalize it and understand it. Only unhappy people bully other people. No one lashes out if they're happy, No one feels the need to bring other people down unless they themselves feel really low. And I understand how hard it can be to have sympathy for people who are, straight up awful to you. I'm still working on it, but I feel like I've gotten a lot better about it. Mean people only go after you because they want a reaction out of you, so don't give it to them. Only interact with your bullies if you absolutely have to, and if you have to interact with them, be weirdly casual and polite. It throws them off. They'll get bored and they'll leave you alone. Especially as you get older or into high school even, you see just kind of mean people, maybe people who aren't, outright teasing you or shoving you into trash cans or whatever. Still be weirdly nice to them, and their baggage is still probably worse than yours. But remember that living well is the best revenge. Even if it hurts your insides, don't let them see that they're getting to you. Again, they want to feel like they have some control over something, because they probably feel out of control in their own lives. I don't want to speculate, but that's what I usually find. Stick with your friends. Bullies like to go for people who are alone. If you don't have any friends in the cast, make friends. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You can ask your parents, you can talk to your director, talk to a teacher you trust. You don't have to deal with it alone. So there you guys go. Those are my top 3 kind of advice-ish things that I get asked a lot by you guys. I hope you guys are having a great day. I love you so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Did you think that Nathan wouldn't make an appearance? Please. Nathan loves the spotlight.